Hello, lovely people of Web3, crypto, and blockchain. Welcome to yet another interesting and exciting live session from Voice of Crypto, where we bring the freshest, most crisp news and daily updates from the crypto, Web3, and blockchain market. And unlike most Mondays, today has been quite a different Monday for the crypto market. And without further ado, we will be diving right into the crypto market, and we'll be checking how the top cryptocurrencies performed on this fine Monday. A lot of greens, a lot of unusual greens for the crypto market. We can see that most of the top cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, are in fact trading in green, which means they have green on their 24-hour chart, mostly green on their weekly chart, showing a lot of gains for traders, especially if they've traded in the last 1 week or so. We will, of course, take a look at the top coins of the day. And towards the end of this show, we will also be dropping some bombs. We'll be taking a closer look at the top altcoins that people can watch throughout this week. And we'll also be seeing why these altcoins in particular need to be watched curiously. But before that, a quick look at the global cryptocurrency market cap, which in fact noted a hefty 3.31% increase in the last one day or 24 hours. We can see that the global crypto market cap stood above the 1.17 trillion US dollar mark. The crypto market cap has in fact maintained above the 1 trillion US dollar mark, which is been a decent trajectory for the global crypto market. However, the latest 3% increase that the market cap saw in fact presents decent gains and shows that the weekend in fact was bullish for the cryptocurrency market at large. The total crypto market volume in the last 24 hours noted an uptick of over 16%. The crypto volume stood at 46.43 billion US dollar. And this sudden increase in the global crypto market volume is also most likely due to the rise in prices of some of the top cryptocurrencies. And usually we see that during bullish market times, volumes tend to increase. And on the other hand, when there's not a lot of volatility in the market and prices are not moving much, either losing or gaining, there's not much to add to the volumes. However, looking at the gains that a lot of cryptocurrencies have made in the last 1 day, we can largely attribute the gain in the trading gap as well as the total volumes to the rise in cryptocurrency, the rise in the price of cryptocurrencies. We can also see a lot of positive momentum for DeFi volumes. We can see that the DeFi volumes which made over 10% of the total crypto market's 24-hour volume, stood at 4.92 billion. And this is a decent mark for the DeFi total volume. The volume of stable coins was about 90% of the total crypto market's 24-hour volume, which also means that largely a lot of stable coins exchanged hands in the crypto market. Bitcoin dominance has constantly risen, and this consistent rise in the Bitcoin dominance that we have seen is in fact a decent indicator of moderately bullish times. And now that we're talking about bullish and bearish market and we're talking about gains, let me once again reiterate that none of what we say on these shows is professional advice or financial advice. Do your own research in the cryptocurrency markets, because this is a highly volatile asset class. A quick look at the top cryptocurrencies shows us that Bitcoin gained over 3%, 3.4 to be precise, in the last 24 hours. On the weekly chart, Bitcoin has gained a massive 10%, and in fact, pretty decent weekly gains for Bitcoins. If you see in the last couple of months, Bitcoin price hasn't seen a lot of gains, especially such massive gains. So quite a decent feat for BTC price, so to say. Ethereum, on the other hand, not as massive gains as Bitcoin on the weekly chart. However, pretty moderate gains with almost 3% on the 24-hour window and over 6 on the weekly window. BNB, on the other hand, over 2% gains on the 24-hour chart and over 3% gains on the weekly chart. XRP did fairly well. However, on the hourly chart, we can see XRP losing a little bit of ground. So it means that bearish momentum has already set in for XRP at this point. Nonetheless, over 7%, almost 8% gains on the weekly chart for XRP as well. Uh, One of the highest price rise that we saw in the top altcoins came in fact from Solana, and we can see that Solana is up by over 25% on its weekly chart. On the hourly chart also, Solana is making some decent strides. It's still up by 0.86%, not much, but still greens are printed on Solana's hourly, daily, and weekly chart, which sort of pans out well for Solana holders at this point. Cardano, on the other hand, still not a lot of gains to support the narrative for Cardano. Nonetheless, it has two seen gains on the hourly, daily, and weekly time frame. If we look at it, the top meme coin, Dogecoin, not doing pretty well on the hourly chart, weekly and daily chart. Still a bit of gains, fair enough, for over 4% on the daily and over 6% on the weekly. Tron, the 10th cryptocurrency by market cap, also saw fairly well in terms of gains, but not so much, as we can see almost a 0%, 1%, a 0 to 1% gain on the daily chart. It means that whatever massive gains were made were sort of reversed in the last one day. And a quick look at Chainlink, which also I had my eyes on Chainlink throughout, because Chainlink's massive 36%, almost 40% gains on the weekly chart are pretty impressive. In fact, Chainlink's on-chain data also looks pretty supportive of further price gain. Once again, none of this is financial advice, so use your own discretion when you enter the crypto market. A quick sneak peek at the top gainers, which we'll be taking a look at later when we drop some bombs as to which cryptocurrencies to follow. If we take a quick look at the top losers in the 24-hour chart, however, we can see that a pretty good Monday for cryptocurrencies it has been, because not a lot of coins have lost, and in fact the highest number of losses that we see are for KuCoin token and Toncoin, and those two are within 1%. So it won't be wrong to say that quite a decent day for cryptocurrencies at large. Largely, what was happening in the cryptocurrency market today was Bitcoin based, and we saw that due to the positive momentum that Bitcoin saw, it sort of paved way for a lot of altcoins, and we could also see a lot of altcoins gaining positive momentum throughout the day. Another news that came, one of the biggest news that came from the market, was that US Congress remains legislatively paralyzed on crypto bills without a House Speaker. The news says that pieces of legislation aimed at establishing clarity on certain crypto policies are unable to move unable to move forward with half of the legislative branch of the US lacking leadership. So this essentially means that not a lot of leadership is being seen, or not a lot of bold moves are being seen in the US market in terms of regulations, especially from the government. And US, like we spoke about in the last few sessions when we were talking, I think towards the end of last week, a lot of key decisions came in from the US. A few pieces of news about Biden looking closely into cryptocurrencies being moved around for amid the Israel-Hamas conflict, and amid all of that, another sort of not so bullish, rather bearish news coming in from US, where people say that it lacks a lot of clarity in terms of regulation. In another news, Michael Saylor says that he's on the move, and he will be watching Bitcoin closely. Whether MicroStrategy, which is owned by Michael Saylor, would be stacking up more Sats, whether they will be loading up on more Bitcoin, is something that still remains to be seen. However, we do know that Michael Saylor's firm, MicroStrategy, in fact holds a lot of BTC, and in the recent run that Bitcoin made over the last few days, MicroStrategy made almost 160 million in gain from Bitcoin. Getting back to, we're almost at the end of our live session today. So, jumping right back at the top cryptocurrencies for the day, and I'll quickly share my screen, let you all see the massive gains that a lot of cryptocurrencies have, in fact, printed. And we'll dive right back at the top gainers of the day. One coin that I see new in the top 100 is Rocket Pool's RPL token, which saw over 14% gains on the 24-hour window and almost 15% gains on the weekly chart. Injective's INJ token, while losing ground on the hourly chart, this means that traders ought to be a little bit more careful dealing around INJ going forward, at least in the short term. On the long term, however, pretty decent gains for INJ, over 14% on the daily and over 34% on the weekly. Thorchain's Rune token is also up by almost 15% on the daily. It's still gaining ground. It is up by 3.87% on the hourly chart. Pretty solid gains to see on the short term chart, because not a lot of cryptocurrencies, not a lot of altcoins can keep up momentum on the weekly, daily, and hourly chart. And Thorchain is one cryptocurrency that has managed to do so. So I would be closely looking at Thorchain's Rune token, Rocket Pool's RPL token. Of course, Mina, however, Mina is losing a little bit of ground on the hourly charts, so traders might want to stay a little bit wary of this. Aave did pretty well, over 30% weekly gains, almost 10% daily gains, however, losing ground. We can see that a lot of DeFi tokens, Aave, Phantom, Chainlink, Polkadot, gained a lot of ground in the last one day. On the weekly charts as well, all greens printed for these DeFi tokens. However, on the short term chart or on the 1 hour chart, we can see a little bit of momentum getting loosened. So stay wary of what you do in the cryptocurrency market. And this, my friends, is all in today's show. Thank you so much for joining Voice of Crypto. We're always glad to have new people on our live, and we see a lot of comments in this section today, the YouTube section especially. Thank you so much for all those lovely comments, and we wish to see more and more people joining our show, where we give regular updates on the cryptocurrency, Web3, and blockchain market. So if you're looking out for the top price action, the top news analysis, and if you want to know a little bit more about what to do in the cryptocurrency market and how to navigate your way better in this space, then Voice of Crypto is the place to be. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We, as you know, go live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, as well as on Binance Live. Voice of Crypto loves their Binance users, so stay tuned. We watch out for our Wednesday live session, where we will be getting together with another gem from the market. Watch out the space, watch out our social media to figure out who we'll be bringing in this Wednesday on Voice of Crypto's Voice Out Wednesdays with Varuni. So stay tuned, guys, and lovely to see all these amazing people from Web3, crypto, and blockchain. See you tomorrow with more updates. Bye bye.